Hello and welcome to this episode of Carmen's Coaching Corner. My name is Carmen Payne and I am the owner and creator of SOAR Transformational Life Coaching. If you've never watched these videos before, the purpose of these videos is to provide you with tools, tips, information and techniques on how to create your new reality. And before I begin this episode, I just want to say to everybody who watched the last one, thank you very much for watching it and all the comments that you left me. It's really encouraging to see how many people watched or viewed the video. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm really grateful. So thank you. This episode is about switching the script or switch the script. And what do I mean by that? So we all have people in our lives that we don't always necessarily look forward to having an interaction with. And we are literally, and it could be a meeting situation, it could be a family member situation, a friend situation. And do you find yourself literally scripting the conversation in your head that you're going to have with this person? And it's usually the worst case scenario, especially if you're not looking forward to the interaction. And so you find yourself possibly arguing in your head with this person, getting ready to defend yourself or getting ready to fight, and you haven't even met them yet, right? So you're telling yourself this story about how the conversation is going to go, and you're not even there yet. So if you find yourself doing this process is for you. And it's a 4-step process. So the first step of this process is to set the scene. You are going to pretend that you are a playwright and you get to write however the script is going to go, right? You are the star actor, you basically, and the screenwriter of this show. And so you're going to set the scene, and that means you're going to set in your mind's eye or on paper, where is it happening? Who are the actors in that scene? What time of day is it happening? The day of the week? What is the temperature like? Really setting the backdrop for this script. And step 2 is you write the script. Now you can do this scripting in your head, or I really recommend that you grab a piece of pen and paper and you write the script out. So how do you want the conversation to go? What is the outcome that you want from this conversation? What are the results? Who do you know, how do you want other people to respond to you during this conversation? And you notice that I said respond and not react. There's a big difference between the two. And as you're writing this script, before you even put pen to paper or start doing the dialogue in your head, I want you to take a deep breath in and out, and feel that breath going from your from your mouth all the way down into your heart space. And you need to do that at least 2 or 3 times, and then write the script. You don't want to write the script from your head space, because all you're going to be is in reactionary mode. When you're writing it from your heart space, you're in a much different place when you write. And I bet you if you've just done that breath with me, you already feel a little bit more calmer. Breathing is an amazing exercise even in and of itself. So you basically write the script in step 2. Step 3 is you play out the script. You have the background scene, you have the conversation in your head with the other actors in the script with you. And as you're playing out the script in your head, check in with yourself. How are you really showing up? Are you showing up from your heart space? Or are you still a little bit on the defensive or ready to fight, or just feeling like this is out of my control? So really check in with yourself. And then step 4 is replay the script, right? You get to create this script, so you can make as many adjustments as you want, because you are the star of the show. So replay the script and replay it until it really resonates with you, until you really feel it and you're immersed in it. I really want you to imagine yourself having this conversation in your mind's eye with these other people, with the person that you're having that conversation with, and just really feel into it so that it really sits and resonates with you in your body. And the brilliant thing about this process is what it does is it takes you from feeling unempowered enough and possibly feeling that this situation isn't in control, to being in control and much more empowered about the situation. It helps to reduce your stress. It helps you to go into that interaction with some grace. It helps you to be calm. And just coming from that place, you are automatically going to be able to think a lot clearer when people start asking you questions or throw things at you during that meeting, because you're not up here worry, freaking out, or I don't like the way this is going and I'm getting pissed, to I'm coming from my heart space and I'm able to have that conversation from here rather than from up here. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, when I was managing customer projects and I used to integrate customer IT systems with the company I was working for's IT systems, and sometimes I would get this hot off the press project. It had to be done yesterday. I'd get on the first call with the customer, sometimes with very little information, and my head would get ripped off. I mean, I hadn't even opened my mouth yet, but because they're looking at me as the person who's going to fix things, I'm immediately the a-hole in the room, right? I'm the cause of the problem, and I'm also the person that's responsible for fixing it. So this process, when I started to implement it, really turned things around for me, because it changed completely how I showed up for these interactions. And I can give you one example where I had a project and the stakeholders on the projects were just, every time I get on the phone, they would just be laying into me. And I'd had enough. I just had enough. I'm like, I have to be able to change this reality somehow. And then I learned about this process, and so I came into the next interaction using this technique. And by the end of the project, the amazing thing was the guy who was yelling and screaming and freaking out on the phone ended up calling me out of the blue and saying to me, "Hey Carmen, if you ever want a job, I have one for you." So that's how powerful this technique can actually be, because it really changes how you show up for the interactions, and it then changes and helps to change the behaviors of the other actors in the scene and how they show up and they respond to you. So I strongly recommend you giving this a go. And it doesn't matter if it's face-to-face, on the phone, in a WebEx, whatever the situation, in a webinar, whatever scenario is, how you show up is really going to make a difference when you use this technique, because as we now know, about 55% of communication is non-verbal. And it always amazes me when I read that, because even when you're not communicating, you're communicating. And one of those aspects of the non-verbal piece of it is the vibration, that the energy that you're giving off. Have you ever said or heard somebody say, I don't like the vibe that I'm getting that from that person? You're basically tapping into their non-verbal communication. So that's why this process is so brilliant, because you can take a completely different energy into that interaction with you and come from a real place of grace, and everybody's a superstar by the end of it. So let me know if this process works for you. If you have another suggestion for this scenario that you would like to share, I'd really love to hear it. And as always, in love and light. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is I have a free worksheet that goes with this video and the video that I shared last week. If you'd like that worksheet for this video and the one last week, please send me an email. I'll put the email in the verbiage with this video. I haven't figured out yet on Facebook how to attach documents. I'm not sure that you can. Which is why I'm asking, if you want it, please email me. No strings attached. It's a free resource to you, just like these videos. So let me know. And once again, in love and light, Carmen. To get started, please call or email me or schedule an appointment on my website.